All right, I'm sitting here. Cynthia, hello. Oh, it's because somebody called me. That's why. There ain't nobody here anyway. You be it. Hi, cutie. Hello. Tawana Stewart. Hello. Greg Huffman. Hello. How's my future ex-husband? Somebody got calling some meds. Mantra. Hello. Boy. Guys, it is hot as shit. I ain't gonna lie. Did you miss me last night? That's why I'm on tonight. I fell right out. I fell right to sleep. Didn't wake up till 4:30 this morning. I said, I was in a bad mood. I was in a bad mood, y'all. Like, really super bad mood. Maybe it was God telling me you don't need to go live. I was in a bad mood this morning, too. Bad mood. I was in a bad mood all day. Till this evening. Then I started to chill. Bad mood. Denise Lynn, hello. I said, great night. But it was like 11:15. I said, no, I'm going to go. I said, I need to calm down before I do this live stream tonight. And next thing I know, I don't even remember. I barely remember hanging up the phone because I was in a bad mood. I don't really totally 100% remember hanging up the phone. I was out. So it was God telling me, yeah, bad mood. Sunny days, hello. I was in such a bad mood, I didn't want to be around me. And it's so fucking hot. It was like 90, 91 today. Supposed to be 91 tomorrow. I have no air conditioning. Oh, I'm miserable. I am beyond miserable. I can't stay. Cool for nothing. I was in a bad mood when I woke up this morning. I was in a bad mood. Sunny days, hello. Well, greet me today. I said to my grandkids today, they're so sweet. Aww. Mrs. Zombie, hello. You have no idea. I can't function. I can't think straight. I can't function. I can't do anything in this heat. Tess Modeste, hello. Dilly dilly to you too. Todd B, hello. And put on your gray shirt. Oh, I had to get into a muscle shirt or something. What put you in a bad mood? Was it the live stream? No, it was the fucking heat. Well, no, get this. Okay, I only had a couple hours sleep yesterday anyway. So you guys know I'm trying to move shit around for me to get my office set up, you know. Well, we end up changing plans on that one. I still have it. I'm just taking the little room as my office, which is just as good because I have big rooms in my bedroom now. So yay! Well, anyway, like I said, there's no air conditioning or nothing, and it was hot. And then, they stayed until 9:30. Well, they left and brought back more people, and which is fine. I don't mind. But by the time they left, I was in such a bad mood. And it wasn't really because of them. It was really because of the fact that I was frustrated and I was hot. And I just wanted to be left alone. And oi. Oh. I got caught in a really bad thunderstorm today. I hate very. Oh, I love bad thunderstorms. That is over. It's all hot and muggy here. Oh, dang. This dude have called them for and this on the air. Oh yeah, it's $3,500. I don't have $3,500. Nicole A, hello. So and so someone didn't want to fill out financial papers. So I said, all right, that's fine, but let's get some window air conditioners. But somebody said that they were going to give us these freestanding air conditioners that don't need to be, that they're just freestanding, and that's fine. I was like, okay, great. One's a 12,000 BTU, the other one's an 8,500 BTU. I said, all right, that'll work. Well, neither one of them work. The one works a teensy bit, but it ain't even cooling off nothing. That's a 12,000 one. The 8,500 one shut itself off. So I'm like, so they don't work. So I went ahead today and I ordered a couple where air window air conditioners. They won't be until Wednesday. It's just, and so right now my hair is wet. Well, it was wet because I wetted it earlier and stood in front of the fan. But I mean, it's wet because it's just sweating. Oh, it's okay. Nathan, it's okay, Greggy. Nathan, hello. Bish, hey, my little cakes. Are we all feeling delicious this evening? I am feeling baked. Tammy 101, hello. Nathan Rita, yo, Liz, I need the phone number. It's something like 740, I think it's 4830797. And they're talking about bad news. I have a presentation at college this Thursday, probably. I hate to do it. I always get so nervous. I shudder. I can't breathe. Ugh. I never did have a problem with that crap. I don't know why. So what's this here about you going to daytime, Les? I'm excited I'll be able to catch you more. Well, I'm wanting to do daytime. Um, I was wanting to do it Monday through Friday. I don't know. Art and I had to talk about it. So, yeah, I'm baked. I'm not fried. I'm baked. So, we're going to see. Yay. Shawnee Mail is a hello. Oh, no, you'll do great. Just breathe and remember everyone has to do it and feeling nervous. Yeah. The first time's always a bitch. I always thought. But after that, it was like, get a brand new central air for less than 3,500 here. I couldn't go out with my COPD. I'm sorry. Hope the winter ones work out. I hope they work out too. Intense. Hello. Yeah, I can't do without air conditioning. It's just fucking. I have no energy. Nothing. I can't sleep. I'm so swollen. Oh my god, I'm so swollen. Clark, hello. Tomorrow, the electric company here will sell you a unit, and you pay it on monthly. What? A window air conditioner? I want my central air fixed. I said hello to you, wavy. I didn't ignore you, Sean. I didn't see it. Bish, so glad, Tess, but my little snickerdoodle Les wish we could cool her down. Maybe she could stream from a Mr. Turtle pool. You never know. You should move in with Art Deco. Oh, yeah, I should. It's the humidity here that kills me. Yeah. Yeah, I've got fans going at least, but it's still 83 in my house. But then again, it's 83 outside, so. Uh, Sharon B, hello. Central air and heat unit. Really? I'm going to have to ask about that. Mrs. Zombie says your number is 740-483-0797. Yes, that's my number. I don't know why Lisa's not in here. Oh. Oh, I didn't mind giving oral presentations and shit. I love the debate team too. Does this pills taste good at least? No. No. Oh. Okay. Art will not be on today with me, y'all. Him sick. Heat makes me feel sick. I hear you. One meds makes it worse, but I can't go off that stupid doc. I know. Missed you last night, Les. Yeah, I fell asleep. I'm gonna ride out. I'm going to have to call them, Tawana. I want to lay down and sleep in my bed, and I can't. It's so fucking hot back there. Help me. That was joining the student senate. Help me with my stage fright. That'll work. Alrighty. Don't feel better. What was your storm, Les? What storm? I never had a storm. Send pizza to go Nurse Articu. Sorry, we're saying, okay, well, let's pray they do it. I don't know if Ding Dong will go for it. She's bitching because our electric is like is between $400 and $500 a month. Well, that's normal. She thinks it's outrageous. I'm like, we don't live in an apartment anymore, Fran. We don't pay $89 electric bills. Our parents pay more than we do. I listen to everyone. I hope you're all having a good night. Zorg, hello. Ice here today. Only 101. Oh, if it's 101, forget it. I would just die. I would literally just die. Can't really eat. I ain't firing up the stove for nothing. That's for sure. Don't know if you have any, but I put soft ice packs. If you the kind for I mean, when it's really hot, I'm putting a cooler picture against your neck. Yeah, I've had people tell me that. If you have grandkids, they have to stay cool also. They don't live with me. My grandkids don't live with me. They're in air conditioning. Believe me. A square foot house. Like there's only 120 to 135 a month. Man, that'd be awesome. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great tonight. Bashful, hello. Bashful, do you want to come on panel and discuss Murder Mystery Monday? Lisa needs to be here because Diane Schuler is one she wanted to hear. In summertime, just to pay AC bill. It doesn't matter. That's what our electric is all year round. And I said, why are we paying a gas bill when we have nothing that's gas? I don't know about that. Honestly, it's a health issue, and your cardiologist wouldn't want you retaining water over the heat. Fran needs to understand that. I know. Trust me. It's one of the people I was mad at. But she doesn't understand what it's like to be a heart patient. She really doesn't. And she's got a congestive heart failure, but she still don't get it. I don't know if she really does have it or not because she don't act like it. No, my hot water tank's electric. Moving everything in the bedroom and brushing teeth. Be right back. How do we contribute to the things? You don't. You don't. It's supposed to cool off Thursday and Friday, then get back up in the 80s. Well, it's supposed to be like 78 Thursday, and it's supposed to be 80 Friday, and then it's supposed to be like in the mid 80s Saturday and Sunday. After that, I don't know what's going to be. Scottish Saren, hello. I need to send this to Bashful. You had it looked at? Oh, of course. Yeah, I had it looked at last Wednesday. Or last Tuesday. Or Monday. Something like that. Yeah. I've had it looked at. Trust me, the compressor went out. And it's a 26-year-old central air unit. We were told it was about 5 years old. I'm pissed off at my real estate agent. I really, truly am. I am so pissed at that. I came back from Maine because of the heat wave. Can't take the heat without AC. Same here. So sorry, hon. Oh, it's okay, Tess. It's okay, hon. I'm making it. I read several articles on Diane today because I didn't follow the story and watch the HBO doc. Something is wrong with me, Diane. Yeah, this is what Lisa wanted. So, Rosie Leone, hello. Bitch, I'm coming to Maine soon. Aloha, Colleen Hope. Hello. Okay. Carmi Jones, hello. How you doing, sweetie? It's been a long time since I've seen you. Oh, Flacco, hello. I just want to stop by real quick and say hello. How you doing, El Flacco? Where have you been? It's been a while. Oh, if we're going to have this murder mystery, I need to do my hat thing. Tornado Girl, hello. Oh, good to see you, Rosie Leon. Alrighty, I'm waiting for Bashful. HN Sweet, hello. There's Lisa. Hello. About damn time. Take care of your kids on your own time. That's a little baby. Thank you, Greggy. Alright, I'm just waiting for Bashful to get up here. And then we're going to start this stuff. Okay. Just got here, been helping out the community clean up after Hurricane Lane. Oh, how's it look over there, hon? You know, my t-shirt is as blue as me, and on screen it looks black. I don't get it. Yeah, I had it. Is out. I love Mystery Night. Yeah. Yay. Yep. Since I wasn't here last night, I did. I fell right out. Which is a good thing. I was in a super bad mood to begin with. And I don't know, 45 minutes would have been long enough for me to calm down. Bashful was here. Now Bashful is gone. No.
All right. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am making it.
Making it.
Oh, well, yeah. I'll be in and out tonight, Les. Quick question: is that hottie going to be on again? Which one? You have to let me know which one.
Top chat.
Yeah, y'all don't forget to go to live chat. Get off the top chat bullshit. I do not know why YouTube does that crap.
I guarantee you they're talking about art.
You think it's talking about art? No, art's sick. Art will not be on tonight.
Aw.
Yeah.
Hope he feels better.
Me too. But I thought I was the only hottie on here.
You are.
That's what I thought. At least in my own little world, you know. A sexy dude with a nice smile. Art.
Art.
Art. Art. And sick. Oh, always wears a hat. Yeah, Art wears a hat a lot. He's the only guy I really have up here. A lot. But there one day.
Was you sick last night or something?
I went to sleep.
You went to sleep?
I did not mean to go to sleep. Mind you. Mind you.
Your body must have needed it.
I don't even remember falling asleep. I barely remember hanging up the phone.
Oh,
I think
wow.
because it wasn't. I think it actually hung up the phone and put it somewhere, or put it on my table because it wasn't like stuffed in the chair like shit usually is when I fall asleep on somebody.
Yeah.
So you know. But yeah. So I went to I said I was in a really bad mood yesterday, and I'm half today. But yeah, so I said, you know what, let me calm down before I start my live stream tonight. And that's when I hung up the phone, and I don't remember. I couldn't tell you a damn thing. But I do know this, that when I woke up, there was cartoons on the TV.
There's cartoons on.
There was cartoons on the TV, and I'm like, what fucking station am I watching? I can do that too. I can, I guess, flip through channels and stuff while I'm sleeping. I don't know. The stuff I've been told that I do while I sleep, it just can't be humanly possible, but I do it.
Have you ever had a sleep study done?
No.
No.
Why should I? I already know. I can, of course, you know, I walk around in my sleep, so. But apparently I'm I'm a functioning sleep person. Thank you, Ambien, when I do take it, but either way, even when I don't take it, I can cook in my sleep. I can write in my sleep, apparently. I've talked in my sleep since I was a kid. I will have full-blown conversations with you and not remember a word. My mom used to have conversations with me all the time when I was young, and I don't remember a damn thing. And I was like, Mom, you got to really make sure I'm awake. Well, you sat right up and talked to me. Well, that don't mean nothing. I don't know. But apparently, if you want to find something out, just talk to me in my sleep. Mom says you text in your sleep. I don't know. Maybe I do. You never know. Who knows? I probably have texted somebody in my sleep. I don't know. I've taken a shower in my sleep.
Oh my goodness.
Yup.
You need to go have a sleep study done and see what's going on in your brain.
Well, I don't know, but apparently it's funny.
Well, yeah, but it's probably not really healthy. Like clearly your brain's not shutting down.
Oh, my brain never has. I've always told the doctors that. I said I can't get my mind to shut off. The only thing they've done is like slow it down.
Yeah.
But I go to sleep thinking and I wake up thinking. I think in my sleep. Fish with two bees I shot in my sleep. Girl, I've done that. You cannot keep a credit card around me. And this is why I don't keep my credit card on file on the computer. I don't do that anymore because I have bought so much shit. And I'm not kidding you. I'm talking like $500-$600 worth of shit at a time. And I don't remember it. Apparently, I liked whatever I bought, and I actually do. So I kept it. But the point is, of course, that's when the Les had money. But still, the point is, I've done that. I have. Well, I did that last year too. I think Lisa. Lisa, weren't we like doing a private thing? And I told you I bought like $500 worth of shit in my sleep, and I don't remember it.
Oh my goodness!
I once had luggage delivered, and I was confused, but I did match luggage I already had, so I knew it was mine.
Driving in your sleep is really dangerous. That's not good.
That's one thing they were afraid I was going to do.
Right?
Yeah. That's the one thing they thought I was going to do. No, I'll just drive while I'm fucking high, but I won't drive in my sleep.
Oh, no.
Ultimate Sporting News, hello. Shopping problem? Yeah, I used to do that.
I used to have a shopping addiction.
That's why on this computer, there's nothing in there. I don't even have the password to my Amazon or nothing in here. So I can't just in my sleep just go to it and start shopping.
Right.
Dead serious. Good news, Liz. What's up, Tess? What's the good news of the day? Intense, welcome back.
Yes, you were missed, Intense.
But why have it tested? I'll get pissed off at the sleep clinic. I really, really will. First of all, there's no way I can sleep with all that shit around on my head. No. Secondly, I can't go to bed at 8 o'clock. Fuck you. Thirdly, you're going to have to give me something to occupy my mind. No. Fourthly, if you want me to go to sleep, you're going to have to knock me out. You're going to have to give me a lot of shit to knock me out. There ain't no way. No. Fuck a sleep study. They can sit there and I can videotape it and let them know. Oh, I have a shopping problem, and I absolutely have done it when I wasn't conscious. I didn't mean to. Same here. Same here.
I can't say I had that excuse. Like, I would shop every single day. If I didn't get to shop, I was so pissy. But that was before I got married. And I was single, and I was working 3 jobs, so I had money to shop.
I used to have money. I don't know what the hell happened.
I did too.
I used to have money, damn it.
I worked my ass off all the time, but I had money then.
Then you'll end up old like me. I'm working on that, though. Oh, that's another thing that pissed me off yesterday. Was that all that work I've done for work,
Yeah.
I was told that it was wrong.
Oh, no.
I was so pissed off. I just walked away. I just walked away. Or was it this morning? Sometime during the night. I don't know. It was yesterday. Sometime during the night. Whatever. I just opened up my email. And I said, fuck this. I did. I was so pissed off.
Yeah, that pisses you off.
So he sent back stuff and he said, this is what you're supposed to be doing. And I said, that's exactly what the fuck I was doing. I just sent you 80 names. What the fuck? It's the same shit. I said, what is different? I asked him, I said, please let us talk. That's what I wrote him. I said, please let us talk then. He said something, he's not sure exactly what happened. I was like, please let us talk. What's going on? And he said I was supposed to be doing this, this, and this. And I'm like, what's he even talking about? Well, you sent me what I was supposed to be doing. It's the same damn shit that I've been doing. That's non-issue because they can snore as loud as they want. Oh, yeah, I snore. I ain't lying. Welcome back, Clark. Was he mad? Did you get in trouble? No, I didn't get mad. Didn't seem to be mad, and I didn't get in trouble. He gave me another set of 100 names, and I'm sitting there going, okay. First, I was like, the way he did it, I was like, he wanted it in 2 days. I was like, I can't do 100 names in 2 days. Are you fucking crazy? I got to research every single one of these god blessed names. So what he sent me was apparently it was on a spreadsheet. Like I put it on a spreadsheet. I put all the information on a spreadsheet. I did everything I was supposed to do. Apparently it wasn't his spreadsheet in his way. And I'm sitting there thinking, but I sent all the same information. It was just coherent. He has shit. I can't. His spreadsheet, I'm like, oh my God, how's a person supposed to sit there and follow this thoroughly? What is he doing? I'm like, oh, it's all this unnecessary space. He's got not to tell exactly what I do or anything, but like say, okay, I'm following you. Okay, I've got you in my sights there, Bashful. All right, you own a company,
right?
I got you in my sights. You seem like a good company that would match well with ours. Blah blah blah. So I follow you, and I want to know what social media you're on. I just put in one box all of your social media, whatever you have. He's got a box, and I'm supposed to put in each box the address of each social media thing. And I was like, why can't I just put it in one fucking box?
Yeah, some people get particular about having things done their way, and even though it's not the most efficient way to do it, they still want it done their way. I had that problem when I was doing plans for my ex-husband. Like his boss, his sheet was just ridiculous the way he had it done, and I could have made it so much more efficient and easier for the next person that was doing the job following that. But he's so...
Yeah, I that's what I was doing, Colleen Hope, where it says work smarter, not harder. Exactly. Yeah. So this is my thinking. I'm the only one that does my job. I'm the only one that does this area of the company. This is a new area for them. I am the only one that does mine.
Yeah.
How can you tell me how to do my area? This is why you hired me.
Right.
I don't get it. Eric, hello. So that pissed me off. I have not had. But by the time the evening started to come around, late afternoon, I started getting in a really good mood.
Well, that's good.
I don't know why. I just did. I guess my bad mood spell was over. I think it's because now I'm used to being toasty.
I'm used to being toasty.
I'm craving pizza. I got some in the fridge. Colleen Hope says carefully worded email. Yeah, we already did our email exchange. And what's really weird is that his software doesn't match with mine. So I'm like, I got to copy everything he has onto mine. And it's just a pain in the ass is what it is. So, but he's like, well, you need to do this, and this. I'm like, and then this is one thing he says, you need to let us know what companies are viable. And I'm like, look, I'm researching every single one of these damn companies. How am I going to know what is viable for your team?
Right.
You have to review that and know that part. I don't schedule the appointments. I don't have the expertise that they have with their jobs. How am I supposed to know what company could be viable? If you ask me, none of them are. I hope you get paid well. I hope I do too. What's away from the computer? What is it that you do for work? I can't say 100% what I do. Dang, Leslie, expect a lot from you. I know, for no pay. For absolutely no damn pay. I'm telling you. I can't say 100% because I signed an NDA, but Lisa, what did I tell you my job title was? I forget. I I just found out I found out a couple weeks ago and then I forgot it and then I found out again last night. Decon, hello. And and this type of job is really hard for me because my mind wanders.
Oh yeah.
So it's really hard for me to do. They just don't know. I can be in the middle of work and go through and do about 3 or 4 companies, and I'm like, oh, I feel like listening to this. Next thing I know, I'm listening to music. She's a free hooker.
She's a free hooker. Oh.
You gotta love it. That's true. That is true. Well, I was in training for a couple weeks. I was in training there for a couple weeks. And I just now started the thing on the 9th, 10th. So
you didn't get paid for the training?
No.
Ooh.
No, I did not get trained for that at all.
That's a bummer.
The model where I used to work was hard work, low wages, and miserable conditions. For real. Oh my God. No, I'd rather work smarter, not harder. That's one thing I always taught Cameron. Work smart, not hard.
Right.
So, in some areas he's listened, in some areas he hasn't. I like to work smarter, not harder. If I'm going to work hard, I want it to be manual.
Right.
I'm serious, because it makes you feel like you've done something.
Right. I like things to be organized. I like things to be done on a schedule and done the most efficient way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So
I'm having that problem helping my friend babysit. Like, the way they have the kids set up to do certain things makes absolutely no sense. It takes way too long to do it, and it always ends up pushing bedtime past the time they should be in bed, and it's just stupid.
No, yeah. Schedule. Sorry, schedule.
I mean, you can't take 5 kids at one time and have all 5 kids doing separate homework and they each need your help. You can't do it that way. The best way to do it is to let some of them play, let one of them work on, one set of homework. When they finish that, let them go play and do it that way. So that way each one of the kids get individual attention. But yeah, so
I don't know. I only had the 2 boys and they did it at the same time.
I mean, 2 is manageable, but when you got 5 of them that are desperate for attention,
I know.
Yeah, you got to figure out how you can do that.
I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know if I did 5. I don't think I'd have the patience for 5. I barely have the patience now for 1. I'm serious. That's why I don't get the babies. I have no patience for them.
Right.
I get nerves. They're so demanding. It's like, I want fed. I want my diety changed. I'm thirsty. I want to play.
Yeah.
Why can't you just be settled with some water, some bread, sit there, become a couch potato?
Right.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
Always gotta go play. Always wanting attention. Play with me, play with me, play with me. I can't do it. I ain't got the patience. I'm like, just go sit somewhere. Get out of my face. Just like Nina. I tell her all the time. She comes up to me and is like, what the fuck are you doing here? Go.
You do not.
I was like, get out of my face.
Oh my goodness. I
think she'd beat me up if I said that.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. She would chuck me in my sleep. I'm serious. Crystal Smith, hello.
Babies are icky. I like kittens.
I'm serious. Intense. Wants to play with me. I like it when Nina says that and looks right at me, and I'm like, no. And it doesn't do no good. I'll be like, no, I don't want to play. Next thing I know, here comes all her play shit. You know, I'm going to fix you some dinner, Grandma. What do you want to eat? She acts like she's taking an order. Would you like a cheeseburger? Yeah. Can I have cheeseburgers, potato chips, cheeseburger, french fries? Would you like a shake? So can I have a fruit punch? Milkshake. Sure. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm having. So, and I don't get it because she's got plastic plates, little plate plastic potato chips I could eat. No. Keep cussing at the kid. It will build character in her. Yeah, right. Like I was cussing at her to begin with. My luck, she'd go around and say, fuck this, Grandma. Fuck that, Mommy. You an asshole.
Oh, yeah, they definitely repeat what you say.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I accidentally said something. I didn't know Lisa's son. I forget what I said. Shit or something. And I didn't know her son could hear me. And I said, this son of a bitch or something. I forget what I said. And as soon as I said it, he just went and repeated it.
Oh, no.
I know. Yeah, Nina's at a good age. Yeah, she's at a good age. She lets me know. I tried to pay her $1 to say shit. Wouldn't do it. Cameron wouldn't either. Ian would when he was younger. Yeah, I got him to curse. Less than bashful. What was the worst pickup line you have used or been used on you? When my niece was Nina's age, I told her ham was from hamsters.
Oh my God.
My luck, she'd tell me I was wrong. Just like when I asked Zaya, you want some milk for dinner? You want some milk to drink? Grandma, milk is for cereal. Okay. Okay. Can't teach him to say please and thank you, but one cuss word in this kids act like it's the only word they're taught. I know. That is so true.
I don't think I've ever really had a pickup line used on me.
I had what I thought was a bad one, and it's actually worked a couple times. So, hey, this was back in the day, though. Hazel-eyed Vixen, hello. She never quite trusted me. She always looked at me questioning. Really, bitch? Really? Okay. Mine was, and it's worked a couple times. I never had it used on me, but Les, do you know El Flaco? No, just El Flaco has been in here a couple times. Been nice. So, but I used to use this phrase. Liz also gets my son to get her mustard and eggs out of the fridge. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I told him one day. The reason why I did this was because Lisa was having problems with CJ, and he would go in the fridge and get hot sauce and mustard, and he would smear it on the floor.
Oh no!
You have to go mop the floor. Well, he did the same thing with eggs. He wanted eggs, so he cracked them and just So one day I was like CJ. So she finally got him out of the mustard and hot sauce, and that's when he went to eggs. And so, whoops. Hello?
Yes, it's Pizza!
Pizza, how are you?
I'm good, Les. If I lose you, I'm going to have to call you back. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed.
Okay.
Les, I love the fucking hat tonight, and I love the t-shirt. If you're not wearing that mustard gray shit. What color is that shirt, Les?
It's supposed to be blue, but it's showing up black.
It's okay, Les. It's better than that gray shit. Bashful, pay attention.
I'm listening, Pizza.
But they're my jammies. I mean, I don't care what I look like when I go to bed.
What's going on there?
What's going on where?
Oh, Les. Hello, Les. I think I lost you. Les, I lost you. This fucking phone. I'll call back. Bye.
Bye.
Oh.
Oh my god. It's my jammies. I don't care what I look like when I'm walking around with my jammies at night.
Jammies just make extra laundry.
Well, I can't very well come on here naked.
No, I guess not.
Whoops. I gotta put you on speaker. Whoops. Wait a minute. Wait a second. I can't find you. I can't find you, Peter. Hold on. Where's that? Okay. Peter. Where are you? Peter. What? Peter, I can't put you on. I don't know. Where are you at? I can't even get you to. Sorry, you can only valid phone numbers. Peter. Hello. It's not letting me put you on speaker. Peter. What the hell? Son of a bitch. Pajamas are way, way, way overrated. Undies work just fine.
I agree, intense.
Well, I can sit here with my undies on. Y'all would never see. But my PJs are my PJs. Huh. Naked is ever better. I used to sleep almost naked. I always wore a shirt, just in case there was a fire.
See, I like to have my clothes. Why am I hearing myself?
And then I found out I was getting violated in my sleep, and I didn't like that.
Well, that's the best part.
Well, it wouldn't be so bad if I was awake for it. So, yeah. I say no to granny panties. Yeah, I rock animal PJs. Try it, Les. I'm not doing animal PJs. Edna Barrows, hello. I have glow in the dark Grinch jammies. Nah, I can't do that.
Those would be cute.
Now, I used to buy jammies that I used to buy jammy outfits. And I would actually, they were awesome. I mean, I went over to my mom and dad's house how many times, and they had no idea. My mom said, I had no idea. I was like, yeah, I used to wear my jammies over here all the time. I used to go to the store. And then, like the shorts and the t-shirt ones and stuff. But when I went to bed, no pants on and stuff. So, or unless I was busy, and then I would just sleep naked. Those were the nights I'd sleep naked. But you know, that was years ago when I was actually a halfway kid.
I always had a fear of being. Why am I hearing myself doubled?
I don't know. I slept on my boxers. My boxers sometimes naked. I sleep on my boxers sometimes naked. Well, I used to have boxers. I don't know what the fuck happened to them. But, well, anyway, I don't know what I was talking about, but let's get this thing going.
All right, sounds good.
So, Cynthia, are you still here? Cynthia wasn't here. She probably went to sleep or something. I don't know. Okay. I should have Lisa up on panel.
Yeah.
She wanted me to do this. She knows about it. I buy my husband Peanuts, PJ pants, Marvel, all the childish shit. Oh, I tell you what, in the wintertime, I love my jammy pants in the winter.
Yeah, I like my jammy pants in the winter, but I don't sleep in them. I just keep them beside the bed in case I catch on fire. Then I got something to put on.
Well, that's when I go to bed. You know, I take them off because in case there's a fire.
Yeah, I've always had that fear.
I leave the windows open and not gotta wear something. Oh, what do you look to where they can see in? The topic tonight is Murder Mystery Monday. We are going to do Diane Schuler, and I came across this sad story. I was reading Diane's autopsy report. Interesting. And what is the death of Benjamin and Robert Moore? And it's actually a mystery, but I don't think it's a mystery. But I want to find some more about it. But you know, just in general topic. So what did it say? I can't come on tonight, Les. My head's killing me. Okay.
I hope your head feels better, Lisa. I hate headaches.
Yeah, I know what her headache's from. Too much gin and tonic.
Probably not enough.
She probably drank too damn much Pepsi. I told her to switch to Coke.
I like a good cold Pepsi once in a while.
You know, I have to have fountain Pepsi when I eat Mexican. I can't help it. I don't know why.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but it's like something Mexican and fountain Pepsi. You know what I'm going to do?
What's that?
I like cold vodka and tacos.
I can't drink vodka.
Coke is not overrated. No. And I don't do Diet Coke, Cherry Coke, none of Coke. I regular Coca-Cola.
I like a Coke in a can sometimes. But I only like in a can.
Drink it out of a can. I always prefer my pop in a glass. Always. Prefer it. Every once in a while, I'll open up a can of Coke and just drink it. Did build my physical therapist suggests I stopped chewing gum. I did, and no more headaches. Wow. Decon Pepsi. Pepsi, no Coke for you. Cheeseburger. I recently stopped Pepsi. My sister stopped drinking Mountain Dew, and oh my God. Why? You don't understand. My sister's breakfast was a snack cake and a liter of Mountain Dew every fucking day, 7 days a week. And then she would have a liter of Mountain Dew on the way home. And then she would drink pop here.
I have to have at least one Mountain Dew a day.
Oh my God.
I have to. I try to just stick to a can, but sometimes I have to have a 20 ounce.
There's no way.
It's like crack. It's hard to quit.
That's how I feel about juice. But I haven't had a pop in like, me personally, I haven't had a pop in like 3 days, something like that, 3 or 4. I'm thinking about having one tonight though, and eating some corn chips. Because, you know, my stomach's kind of like going, but it's too fucking hot to cook anything.
They use crack in Mountain Dew. I believe it. I really do.
It's a wonder your sister doesn't have kidney problems. Oh, I have never, ever seen my grandma, my mom, or my sister ever, and Cameron. I don't think I've ever seen them drink water. They've always drank pop. My grandma always drank coffee all day. That's what my grandma drank all day was coffee. All day. She would take enough water to take her pills, that's it. My mom, she would take enough water to take her pills, that's it. My sister just uses pop to drink her pills, take her pills, and so does Cameron. I don't think I've ever seen them. My mom would start off with coffee and then tab all day. all day. My sister pop all day. Cameron pop all day. As okay, I have the death pick and autopsy report, 2 articles, and the link to the movie. Do you need any of these before I lose them? If you want to do, let me mod you real quick. Yeah, it is one or they don't. I'm the one with kidney problems. I drink shitload of water. Let me some good coffee. I'm not a coffee drink. I'm not a caffeine person.
That's good because that's a hard one.
Bottles. What?
Caffeine's a hard thing to get off of.
I've never been a caffeine drinker. Not really, and I've never been a fizzy pop. I've never been a fizzy person. I don't like anything carbonated, really. I don't even know if I'm special. I have 3 kidneys that drink 12 pots a day. She had pirate's teeth. Oh my god. By 10, 12 cases at a time of what? Water.
Water, yeah.
Ah. Art, hello. Sending everyone in chat. Just woke up to go to the restroom. I keep vomiting. I'll be listening and chatting on and off. I can't keep anything down. Aw.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Art.
Yeah, Cynthia's going to put the links in there to the autopsy reports and everything. Thinking I'd lose weight, I just drink water. Yeah, I drink water all the time. Even growing up, it was so. This is how little pop I drank growing up. It didn't matter if I said I wanted a pop. My dad would just let me have it.
Right.
It didn't matter because I didn't drink it that often. And like back in the day, you had to pop in the bottles, and down in the den we had a refrigerator down there, and that's where we kept all the soft drinks and everything like that. And I never once had to ask to go get a pop. Never once. My sister, she had to have permission. She had to ask permission because that's all she drank. But they would keep like cans of Hawaiian Punch in there for me. They would, well, actually, they had like the cans. They literally had big, tall cans of Hawaiian Punch back then. I don't know if you guys know anything about it, but they're like big, tall cans, and you had to put the holes at the top of it. So they would keep that down there in there for me, and they just kept a bunch of juice down there. But I never had to ask for a pop. Dad'd be like, Les, you want a pop with dinner tonight? No, water. And he says, are you sure? Yeah. I just want some water.
Yeah, I love the fact that my nieces and nephews don't drink Coke very often, or pops.
Well, yeah, the high C. That was the one I couldn't remember. Test the high C. They would keep that down there. Okay, I post 2 articles: Death Pick, Autopsy, and HBO Dog links. Okay. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead and strip me of my wrench. Oh, okay.
Kool-Aid with no sugar?
Oh, no, I had to have Kool-Aid with sugar. I couldn't, no. Kool-Aid with no sugar is fucking awful.
We drink a lot of tea. We didn't really do a lot of
I don't like tea.
Kool-Aid.
I don't like tea.
I'm not a huge tea drinker myself.
Okay. Oh my god, I need a notebook. Okay, that's the other one. Okay, you guys, we're going to start off with a Diane Schuler. I'd give it up with a pout. Alrighty. Diane Schuler. So, Bashful, do you know anything about the Diane Schuler story?
Very little, but I did read some of it, yeah.
Sarah Elizabeth, hello. How are you? It's been a while. Okay. Now, the Diane Schuler story is about the Taconic Highway accident. Taconic Highway up there in New York. And what had happened was you have this lady who, her name's Diane Schuler. She's married. I missed you, my luscious Les. Well, I've been here. I've been here. Melding, but I've been here. Um, oh, my arm, I'm telling you. Well, anyway, so Diane Schuler was married to this guy. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I think he's an asshole, but hey. And she had 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and they were all up at a campground. They have a campground at this lake. And so she took her 3 nieces up there. How's her name spelled? Diane Schuler. Diane Schuler. There is a documentary called There's Something Wrong with Aunt Diane. And so they spent a nice weekend up there at their campground. I hope to do that one day, Bash. We'll have money because we have campgrounds around and just have a permanent spot. And park my big ass camper there, come and go as you please, that kind of shit. Have some place to go over the summer, and then in the wintertime you just like pack everything up and you just store your camper, and then when you're done, bring it back out, put it back there. That's the way to do it now, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that would be a good way to do it.
Well, I like that kind of stuff anyway. So, Wendy.
I like camping, just not tent camping. I'm too old for that now.
Oh, aren't we all? Aren't we all? Yeah, not to mention air conditioning in the camper.
Right.
I'm telling you, my mom's idea of camping is the Holiday Inn.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree.
She's like, I like to camp at the Holiday Inn. I'm sitting there thinking, okay. Well, anyway, so Diane Schuler, she was with her husband, her daughter, her son, and her 3 nieces are up there at this campground having a great old time. Fantastic time. So on Sunday, they were leaving. They were coming back home. I think it was the Sunday. They were leaving, so everything got packed up. And the husband says nothing was out of the ordinary. He got his wife up. He was loading up everything. And their dog was up there with them, you know. And so it was time to leave. Last time I camped, I just slept in the car because the tent was too uncomfortable. Yeah, they got like cots and bunk beds and everything like that now, so, you know. But I'd rather have a camper. I ain't gonna lie. Well, anyway, I remember one year we took Cyrus camping when we were younger, and we had a camper. And we took Cyrus camping, and he did not like the dirt. Golden Retriever, yeah, he did not like the dirt. He just did not enjoy that at all. Dude, I did. I was out there in the paddle boats, canoeing, swimming. Yay!
Yeah, Trixie did not enjoy her experience camping either.
Yeah, Cyrus was too clean. He was a spoiled ass prissy dog. This dog got brushed every day. He was so spoiled. Oh my God, he had his own bedroom, for goodness sake. We were buying an RV. We were too old for tents. I know. I'm too old for a tent. Camping is scary. Haven't you seen The Hills Have Eyes? Please, I was camping when Friday 13th was going around. If I can handle Jason, I can handle that. Well, anyway, so they were camping, having a good old time. I love camping, you know. Well, anyway, so they were getting ready to leave. Nothing. The husband said nothing out of the ordinary. He was packing everything up. He was in the truck with the dog and the stuff and blah, blah, blah. So he went home. His wife, they all left around the same time, you know. The wife had her 2 kids and her 3 nieces in the minivan with them. Oh God, she was pretty before the accident. Oh dear. Now this is a woman who they during the HBO documentary made her to be this superwoman, this perfect lady, this perfect woman. You know, this and that and blah blah blah. You know, she was, but she was also, if you listen, she was also anal. She was an in charge person. I mean, she was also the breadwinner of the family. She made over 100 grand a year. The husband was an overnight security guard. Um, you know, she was definitely the breadwinner and things like that. Well, anyway, so they're leaving. Leave at the same time. The owner of the campground talked to her, talked to the kids. You know, they were fine. They left, and so she was stopping off at McDonald's to get kids breakfast, and he drove home. Alpha bitch for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So he went driving home. She stopped off at McDonald's. She got the kids breakfast. Drove a short way, and I guess she had a headache. Stopped in this gas station and looking for something for a headache, and they didn't sell anything. And so she left, and they have her on camera there. And next thing they knew, Diane was calling and said they were just running a little bit late, that they were on their way home. Jen, hello. And then next thing they knew, they got another phone call from the oldest daughter and said there's something wrong with Aunt Diane. Well, Diane took the phone from her. And what was happening was Diane was going in and out of traffic. She about came in contact with, I don't know how many vehicles people remember her. People were saying that she almost got into an accident with us. There was a couple that felt really bad, said we should have stopped, you know, this and that. And she was just driving erratically, and then she got on an off ramp and went the wrong way on the Taconic Highway. She went down, I forget how many miles, the wrong way, barreling 80 miles an hour down the wrong way on the Taconic Highway before she eventually ran into a vehicle, killing the three in the car, propelled her off the road, spun her van around, and the car ended up blowing up. The minivan ended up blowing up, and there was people who were able to pull her son out. Said they tried to get her out, and said they open up her door, and she just fell straight out. The kids were all jostled in the van, and thrown, and the son was on the bottom of them. And by this time, the whole front end of the minivan was on fire, and they were able to drag the son out. Everyone else perished, plus the three that she hit. This is getting interesting. I'll be listening. Arctic, I'm sending you lots of love and feel goods. You see on panel, you sexy. Cynthia was a producer for several radio shows on the TV network, and I had to research all the guests. It was like riding a bike. So that's the story. That's the news story part of it. This is where it gets interesting. So trying to figure out what happened to Diane and what was going on. Is this a horror movie also? Not that I'm aware of. I just know they did a HBO thing on it. So, let me get comfy. Let me sit on my leg here. This is where it gets comfy. My legs are so fucking swollen.
Oh no.
They are, this heat. I am so swollen. This is where it gets good, folks. Now, something, of course, happened between leaving the campground and her being delirious. So they retraced her steps. There were several people that she almost got into an car accident with. One of them ended up in a rest stop, and they saw her. And she got out of the car at the rest stop and it was like doubled over. And the guy said, if I had stopped the car and checked on her, those kids would be alive today. He feels really bad. It was an older couple, him and his wife. There's a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas in this case. They retraced her steps. These people have been calling in for a long time about a crazy lady on the highway to 911. They do remember her at the McDonald's. In a short distance down the road, they do remember her coming in, and that's when they got the footage of her being at the store, at this convenience store, getting something for a headache. Now, on the HBO documentary, they slowed that footage down, but the real footage of her being at that gas station is that something was wrong then, because she tore off out of that gas station parking lot like a bat out of hell. When they showed it real time, not as it was where she was just going driving slowly. No, she wasn't. She tore off out of there like a bat out of hell. Something was wrong then. She goes down the highway. She almost gets into an accident with one couple. She almost gets into an accident with another couple. Somewhere down the road, she had stopped, and this was after something's wrong with Aunt Diane, and that was the last time that mom heard her daughter's voice. She said she could hear kids crying in the background. She heard Diane take the phone. Everything's fine, you know. Diane took the phone. Yes, versus a Miz, but she left without buying. They didn't have any, Sarah. That's why. He said we don't sell it. So something is going on there. So after the something's wrong with the Aunt Diane call, she had pulled over again, and apparently she had walked outside of the van. And she had her phone with her, and she was sitting off the side of the road. She stopped. I said she stopped in at McDonald's. And then short way down the road, she stopped in at the gas station. So when she had pulled over, when she got back in the van, she left her phone on the side of the road. So she didn't have her phone with her after that. She ended up going on the off-ramp. And they say when she was heading in the opposite direction, she was going south in the northbound lane. She was knocking 80 miles an hour, and she was going in and out with precision. And then she eventually collided. So they did an autopsy, of course. The little boy survived, but he had brain damage, and he had to reconstruct his eye or something. They had to do something to his eye, and claiming around the drinking, but it's hard to hide smoking weed. Yeah. Well, we're going to discuss this. Yeah, she wasn't swerving at all. She was just going in and out of traffic like with precision. She wasn't. So they did an autopsy, of course, and in an autopsy they found that she was twice past the legal limit of drinking, and she had high levels of weed in her. And they concluded that the weed was, she had to have had that in there between 15 minutes to an hour is how long she's had that weed in her. It was a controlled erratic driving, yes. She was darting in out with precision. Well, the family doesn't believe it. And so the husband's sister-in-law, which is married to his brother, her name, what's her name, Cynthia? I forget her name. Her and the husband, is mainly her, though, said, this can't be. This can't be. She wasn't like that. She wasn't like that. Said she wasn't a drinker. The husband said she every once in a while would have a drink. They conceded that. Said every once in a while she would have a drink. Jackie is her name. Yeah, Jackie's the sister-in-law. Well, it's not Jackie Hance. It's Jackie Schuler. Hance was Diane's maiden name. And of course, the brother and sister-in-law of Diane didn't want nothing to do with a husband. Of course, they're so pissed off that his sister just killed his 3 girls he had to bury. So Jackie has been pretty much taking up this fight to disprove that Diane had that alcohol and marijuana in her. Well, of course, they found a bottle of vodka that was broke in the car accident, but there was a bottle of vodka. The husband finally, after a while, conceded that they had a bottle of vodka, and she would take it back and forth to the campground because she was frugal, if nothing else. And so when they were home, she would bring it home, put it behind the TV, and it's mainly for her husband. And then when they went to the campground, she would just take it to the campground, and that's why it was in there. So the autopsy, with the levels of the weed in her. Now remember, before the crash, 15 minutes to an hour. That's when the time frame of when she last smoked some weed. And the alcohol, they're still saying it wasn't. So they hired an attorney, and that attorney hired a private investigator. Well, this private investigator had taken the samples and sent it off for an independent study. So all these samples that these people had, and they wanted to prove that it was her DNA. They wanted to prove that was her DNA. They don't even believe it was her DNA they were testing. HN Sweet, hello. So, in the meantime, you find more and more about the dad. Come to find out he didn't want kids. And like I said, yeah, Jay Schuler is the sister-in-law. That's right. She go to smoke weed at the rest stop before getting back in the park. Exactly. I'm coming to all that. Yeah, Jay Schuler is. So they're come to find out the dad didn't even want kids. He said she's supposed to be here doing this. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay. And I'm like, what are you bitching about? Jay has your kids 4 days a week plus the weekends. Has your son. She's dealing with the son. She's tutoring him, she's getting him You know, off the bus, work with his homework. Yeah, the dad was mad she died and left him to take care of the son. Exactly. And they asked him, is he getting therapy? He said, no, if he wants to talk about it, he will. I'm like, okay. Now, this guy worked overnights. And he did nothing. He was a lazy fuck. He did nothing to help take care of those kids. She would come home, she'd cook dinner, she'd give them their bath, do their homework, do the iron, do the laundry, do this, blah, 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 blah. He was and still is an asshole. He really was. He did nothing. She wanted the kids. It was her responsibility. He did nothing. He did nothing to help around the house, but yet she was the breadwinner. I would have divorced his ass a long time ago. I mean, it doesn't matter that, you know, that she made more money than him or nothing like that. What mattered was he was not contributory to any part of running of the household. Green Vampire, hello. Where have you been? He did nothing. I mean, if I was in a position where I made more money, which is always used to be the case, I always made more money than all my girlfriends. I didn't care as long as we were working towards the same goal. You know, it didn't matter to me. We always had the same goal, you know. If you don't do a damn thing, but yet he loved living off of her money, hiding. I don't blame you, Queen. So he's really coming off looking like a dickhead. He's really coming off like he's not that interested in to find out. But he worked nights. He didn't know what she did. He didn't know she smoked dope. He didn't know she drank. He didn't know. She wasn't going to let nobody know. And just like Jay Schuler said in the clip, she said, my family doesn't know I smoke. They're going to know now. Well, if the family doesn't know you smoke, which I find that hard to believe, but if the family doesn't know you smoke, what makes you think she's going to sit there and let you know that she smokes weed and drinks? She had trouble sleeping. You know, well, what better way to calm down than some weed? That's true, y'all. Neither did any of her friends. Exactly. She ain't going to let people know that she has any weaknesses. She ain't going to let nobody know. Not a woman that is of that character that everybody says she was. No, she would never do this. She would never do that. She would never do this. But yet, the fact remains, she was loaded on alcohol and weed. Dar, hello. Hi, listen, all here listening, but playing video games. So, all this time, they forgot about this private investigator. So, like a year or two had passed, and they're like, they finally go back to this attorney, and this attorney's like, what's his face sent him off to a private lab. He's never given us the results. Well, Jay went and calls this private investigator and said, look, you know, is there a way you can give these results to our attorneys? He said, I already did. He said, I gave it to him 9 months ago. He said, I gave him the results. And he said, and these are the results. As you know, I sent them off to an independent lab. We've got to find out. And he said, this lab said the same thing. Came up with the exact same results. And they ran the DNA, and it is her DNA. She was drunk and she was high. Now, one of the questions they have is, did she intend suicide? Or was it an accident because she was high and she was drunk? When a person is a control freak of everything, makes others believe you are so okay, but in psych class we learned that the more messed up inside, the better you make the outside look. Just saying. Exactly. Exactly. Nobody is that perfect. Nobody. None. So you have this sad situation where all your nieces are dead. Your one child is dead. You're dead. Your one son has some issues. So what are you going to do? You're going to try to prove, not to mention, you've got 3 people in another car that was just minding their own damn business in a head-on collision that instantly killed them. Wendy, hello. So the father he really does seem a little disinterested. But who was it? And I agree. Someone had said that the other families are going to come after him for a lawsuit or wrongful death or whatever. And you got to prove that there was nothing in your system. And it's not that hard to get high or drink when you're on the road. Exactly. I mean, if you have vodka, what better thing to put it in than orange juice?
Yeah, but they're saying that she had the equivalent of 10 drinks from 11 a.m. to 1:30.
Well, yeah, it's not that hard to do with a shot. She had vodka. It's not that hard. Trust me. And not to mention the weed. She can get out of the van when she got out, smoke the fucking weed.
Well,
the alcohol was in the van. Now the husband is saying, and Jay is saying, well, she had an abscess tooth. Well, the abscess tooth was from 3 years ago. There ain't none that said she had one now. Trust me, I had an abscess tooth. You're going to the doctor. You're not going to sit there and just put up. No. You're going to the doctor. That's a pain you just don't want to have. .19 and the legal is .08. She could have drank from the bottle in the bathroom or rest stop, and you might not have realized how much you have drank. I think she put it in an orange juice. Not hard to do if you drink all of it. Exactly. I think she put it in an orange juice. Dead serious. And I think she just didn't know her limit and overdid it. But if it was suicide, would you really contemplate suicide with your nieces and your children in the car with you? I can think of other ways to commit suicide than that.
I was trying to find the thing that I read about the alcohol, though, about it metabolizing.
Unless you treat it with alcohol and weed. Yeah, but the thing of it is the abscess tooth was from 3 years earlier. There was nothing recent about it. Yeah, a big enough cup and you could put 10 shots in. Hell yeah. She got crossfaded. That is never a good thing to say. Exactly. Yogi, hello. So, either way you look at it, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. They're like, well, could some kind of medicine do that to you? How about a migraine? A migraine ain't going to let you have, isn't going to automatically put alcohol and weed in your system. And even if she did find some ibuprofen or whatever, that's not going to put alcohol and weed in your system. I don't think it was suicide. She loved those kids, but maybe she had a hangover from camping and it all kicked in when she drank and got high. It could very well have been. Plus, she took Ambien. Could very well have been. Even if you took Ambien, it's not going to put alcohol and weed in your system. Women usually don't commit a messy. Exactly. I think she finally lost it and did it on purpose. I didn't think this at first. What makes you think she did it on purpose? There's no way. I wouldn't take out my children with it. No. No. No way. Patch R, hello. Bashful, weren't you supposed to be looking something up?
I was trying to find out what they said about, because when Lisa first said that, or brought this thing up, I read something where they were talking about how they was questioning the way the alcohol had metabolized, or the lack of it metabolizing, and it didn't look like she had actually purposely consumed it. And that's what made me like start questioning it. Oh, moved. Okay. So I was trying to find that page again and I can't find it now. But that's what made me look at it like there's something wrong about this, because it sounded like it had been poured down her throat rather than her actually consuming it.
Yeah, but how, just plain devil's advocate here. How could it have been poured down her throat or forced down her or something when they actually have her movements since she left that gas station? They literally have her movements because she was driving erratically from that time on, basically. And there's 911 calls left and right. It wasn't clear if she had passed other cars going the wrong way or if she hit No, she drove several miles. She drove 1.7 miles on the wrong way at 85 miles an hour before wrecking. Exactly. And she was in and out. She was deliberate. There was no, she was purposeful. You can tell when somebody's like trying to overcorrect and stuff like that. This was somebody who was deliberate. So they pretty much there was 911 calls left and right before she even got the wrong way on the highway. She was driving like a banshee before then. So they have a timeline.
I wonder how, though, that they tested and determined that it had been 15 minutes to an hour before the accident that she had smoked. Because
the levels and the testing that they can do, it has something to do with the dissipation, so-called dissipation time. They know what the rate is. You know what I mean? So it could be within this and this.
Yeah, I've never heard of them being able to test that, because that's one of the downfalls of like legalizing marijuana in states like Colorado. Someone can go out and smoke a joint and then 2 weeks later try to pass a drug test for a job and they're going to fail. So why is there not a test that they can take to show that they had not smoked marijuana in 2 weeks? If they can go back as far as like saying that it's either between 15 minutes to an hour before the accident.
Well, also,
I mean, an hour after smoking a joint, you're not going to feel near the same effects that you're going to feel, especially if you're a regular smoker. After an hour, you're not even really feeling anything. If you're a regular smoker.
Know the regular smoke. We don't.
Well, they said. Well, I did see in this one thing that they did admit that she was a regular smoker.
The husband did admit that she would toke once in a while to get to sleep. He did admit to that.
Yeah.
So when her daughter, she could only hear the kids crying. This was at the rest stop. Exactly. That's when she said there's something wrong with Aunt Diane. But also, do you know how expensive that test is for the company to do? Please. And explain to me how after does the weed can get, what is it, TCH, THC, or whatever it is, leaves your system, but yet you can do a hair follicle test and you can go back 6 months.
Right.
So
Well, it's 3 months on a hair follicle, but for marijuana.
either way, it's in there, but I don't know if she would do it in front of the kids. I would hope not. But they've tried so hard to request the DNA. It cost Danny $10,000 to request the DNA be done again. Yeah, and they did a DNA test with it, and it was her DNA. TCH. You always make me laugh. But yeah, whatever it's called. I don't know what it is. I just know there's something in there. The only thing I know for sure about it is it makes sex great and it makes you sleepy. So, smoke a little, have some sex, go to sleep. It's a perfect night. I'm dead serious. Eat your munchies. I'm dead serious. That's what I used to do when I got home from work for a while. For about 3 or 4 months, I think she was trying to maintenance drink and overdid it. Is that an endorsement? Not necessarily, but I'm telling you, that was, for about 3 or 4 months, that's what I did. Come home, smoked some weed, got the munchies, had sex, went to bed. There you go. Nothing else to it. And if I didn't, I got cranky. What can I say? But either way, maybe it wasn't. Yeah, maybe it was not on purpose, like you said, trying to maintenance strength and overdid it. Yeah, I mean, you're impaired. I ain't gonna lie. You're impaired. You really, really are. The sad thing of it is, so many children's lives lost. And I cannot think this woman did it on purpose with those kids in the van. I cannot. And I think that's the tragedy of it all. Is that maybe she did drink and didn't realize. And if she had taken an Ambien the night before, oh my God. If she didn't get all that shit slept off, trust me, kids must have been screaming that she's going the wrong way. I know. How many children again? There was 4 children died, and her son was pulled out of the van, or else he would have perished also. And he had some brain issues. And so, but I am proud. I'm not proud, but pleased to say that I think Joy or Jay had a lot to do with this. The son is in therapy.
Yeah.
So the son ended up in therapy. No thanks to the dad, though. But there was really like no choice. He had a meltdown at school, and then he had a meltdown at home.
Yeah.
Mom. And so and the dad, of course, doesn't want to talk about her. He's just pissed off that he has to do this. He has a son he has to raise.
So I just read one theory that she could have possibly woke up still drunk from the night before, and then still had alcohol in her system. And then when she got in there and she started drinking more, she underestimated how much she was actually drinking, and she got to the point where she kind of blacked out. And
Who said she was drinking the night before?
well, it's a possibility though that she had to have that much alcohol in her system at that time. And if she was really an alcoholic, more than likely she had drank the night before. So
yeah. Danny sued the state and his brother-in-law. Who's Danny? Is Danny the dad or is Danny the brother? Also denied the toxicology reports, and he sold rights to the movie/book because he had so many civil suits. Exactly. Why was he pissed off? He should be happy. He has at least one child that survived. What a scumbag. Why take vodka camping if you don't drink it? I know the dad drank it, but I don't know. Danny is Diane. Why would he sue the state and the brother-in-law? Why would Danny sue anybody? Why would he sue his brother-in-law? His wife killed his 3 children. And why would he sue the state? What was the purpose in that? Now that kind of pisses me off. Why? Danny's an asshole. Oh, and El Flaco, he was pissed off because he didn't want to be a dad. He didn't want kids. And he even said in that documentary, she's supposed to be here to do this. She was driving with precision in and out of lanes, so I think she would have been aware enough to hear the kid screaming during the 2 miles she drove the wrong way. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Oh. He said the state did not have proper signage, and the brother-in-law, because he said the van they borrowed was faulty. Oh my God.
oh my goodness.
Under the influence, and it was intentional. I believe she snapped under the influence and it was intentional. Yeah, but why take the kids? He's an ass. No kidding. That's disgusting. That's just my opinion. Exactly. Exactly. And they only live like 40 minutes from the campground. If I don't know about you guys, but if I still felt that I was a little wheezy, I would wait. Dead serious. You only live 40 minutes away. I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, I mean, go back to your days being an alcoholic, though. You wouldn't wait. Because you would think that would make you feel better automatically. I mean,
no. Not necessarily.
Well, I've known a lot of drunks, and normally that's what they do. They get up in the morning and they drink a beer.
They also don't ride in a car with 5 kids.
Some of them do. Some of them are that.
Then they're that
irresponsible. Exactly, it's disgusting. But I mean, I can't tell you how many drunk trips I was on when I was a kid with my dad. My mom would be at work and he'd be plastered driving his kids around. Yeah. People do disgusting things, so I hate to think that she did that, but the more I read about it, the less I can see anything other than that. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
Cynthia said, mind you, they had that camper there for 3 years, so she had driven that route several times, and there are many pics of the do not enter signs. Yeah, this thing with the signage stuff, he's an idiot. And then the suit of brother-in-law who your wife killed all 3 of his kids. Really?
Yeah.
Talking about adding insult to injury. I'm surprised somebody hasn't shot his knees off.
Yeah. Is it almost makes it look like he may have knew that she was still a little, I don't know. Like, he knew she was drinking more than what he's letting on.
Oh, I think he knows a lot more what he's letting on.
And he just don't want to admit to it because he don't want the suits against him for letting her do that.
Billy Lala, hello. Why did you leave the phone? I don't think she left it on purpose.
Yeah, that was a question too. Like,
I don't think she left it on purpose. If she was
just
that
left
out
it because she was that drunk and out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's possible.
You know, and those kids were so young, they didn't know enough to say, fuck it, mom's nuts, I'm getting out of here.
Right.
You know, they were so young, they didn't know to do that. Was there an insurance policy? I'm sure there was. But I have no idea. I never did find out. Does anybody know? Yes, the toxicology came out first before he sued the state. She drove that route. I mean, come on. It's not like there was the first time there.
Right.
Like I said, if I had a campground, shit, my ass would be there several times a month.
Well, what does Lisa think?
I have no idea.
She have to go lay down because her head.
I have no freaking idea. I am really in the mood for some corn chips and a pop. Before we go on to the next story. The next story is what's sad. Okay. But still, this one here, it will never have the questions answered except for the fact. The facts are facts. You cannot deny the facts. The fact is, she drove erratically for how long before she went the wrong way on the highway? She drove erratically with precision the wrong way on a highway for almost 2 miles. Rammed right into a car. The van went off the road, spun, blew up. 4 children are dead. 1 survived, thank God. And there was alcohol and weed in her system. Would the insurance have paid out considering the alcohol and weed? I don't know if she even had insurance. I'm sure she would have. If you're an executive and all that, and you make that kind of money, you're going to have insurance.
Probably the insurance on the car, like, because there is, insurance on your car insurance if you.
But the van wasn't hers. It was
probably right. So.
And just depending on what type of policy he has and whether she's a licensed authorized driver on that van. Because you know how they are nowadays. But this was in when? This was what, 5 years ago? Wait, right. No, this was 2008, 9, 8, something like that.
Yeah, it probably would depend on if maybe it wouldn't pay off on her, but if they had insurance on the kids, it probably would have. But wasn't hers? How many kids did she actually have? I thought the 3 little girls were her brothers.
The 3 little girls are her brothers.
And so then she just had the 1 child.
She had 2.
Oh, okay.
The brother had 3 girls, and she had a girl and a boy.
Okay.
Also, Danny said if Warren had called 911 instead of trying to go to them, his family wouldn't be alive. Thing of it is, people were calling 911 left and fucking right. Insurance companies don't pay out much for a death they try to find fault. And, like I said, but Diane's definitely culpable because the state police post was across from the rest stop. Well, that doesn't mean all the cop cars are there. They're out on the road. But 911 was called like crazy.
That is kind of weird, though, because they don't normally leave especially when it's a highway, a post on a highway. They don't. Someone's always there at that post.
Yeah, somebody's always at a police station no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, It happened so fast, though, after she went a mile or so, you said?
She went 1.7 miles.
Yeah, so it'd be hard to stop her in that situation. That's not that far, really.
Yeah.
Especially not doing 80. I mean, that happened fast.
But that was Danny's defense and faulty van when he sued Warren G's. Yeah, it's just, it's not his fault that his wife did what she did. It just happens to be he was married to her. And so they're going after her estate.
Right.
So, yeah. It's a pretty shitty case. It's solved but unsolved, but the facts are facts. Police were called. That's how they knew the phone was on the side of the road, because they tracked her phone. And it was left on the side of the road. You know? So, because they were trying to get to her. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Well, I'm going to go get me a pop and some corn chips before we start the next story. This one kind of broke my heart. So, y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go. Oh. I'll be right back. Oh, shit. Oh.
Yeah, I kind of agree, Cynthia. I think he was covering up the whole alcohol thing, and that's why, golly, $10,000 is a lot of money to spend if you kind of know that it's going to come back, that it was her DNA. I don't know. It's all kind of a confusing mess. It's really sad, though. Those babies and those innocent people, it's really sad. Hello, Witty Widow. We got disbarred.
Who is this bar?
The attorney for Danny.
Why? For bringing up the stupid lawsuit?
I don't know.
That's pretty sad.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's pretty sad that the little boy's stuck with a dad who doesn't really want to be a dad. Extortion of funds for investigation.
I'm coming. Whoever's calling. Ugh.
Was Danny the one arrested, or was the lawyer the one arrested for domestic violence?
Hello. PETA.
I've been constipated for the last couple of hours, so I really haven't had much opportunity to watch your show. But I do have to ask you, because I'm interested in the whole Diane Schuler story. Do you support Diane Schuler? Guilty or innocent, in your opinion, Les?
In my opinion, guilty.
Thank you, Les. I agree with you 100%. Did you watch the HBO documentary?
Yes.
Wasn't that disturbing, Les?
I think anything that involves death of children is disturbing.
Les, what I don't understand is, didn't she pull over to the side of the road and make a call? Why didn't she just stay put and let people come and help her? Why did she continue driving?
That's what her brother told her to stay put. He was coming to her.
Exactly, Les. Why did she just fucking stay put? She was in no condition to drive.
Well, because she's a bossy lady and she knows all, and she was in charge, and nobody's going to tell her what to do, and she was drunk and high.
I agree with you, Les. Now, Les, did you hear that, you may have already talked about this, Les, and I apologize if I'm repeating. Didn't that creep of a husband, didn't he try suing the in-laws?
Yes, I didn't know that. I did not know that part. Yes, apparently he sued the brother-in-law because it was his van that she was driving, and he said it's because it was faulty.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you,
it had nothing to do with the pot and alcohol in her system, right?
they still don't believe it, even though his own private investigator sent that into an independent lab and said, yeah, they found the exact same thing, and they tested the DNA, and it is her DNA. And they still don't want to believe
I remember
it.
that exactly too, Les. Les, please tell me he didn't make a cent. That husband, that creep.
I don't think he... Well, Cynthia said he sold the movie/book rights because he was getting hit with civil suits. So he made money there, but he had to pay the civil suits.
And the son doesn't remember anything, right? Because he was too young when that whole thing occurred, right?
The only thing I know that the son said was that mom had a headache or something like that. But we don't know. It never really said what all he does remember, and I don't want him to.
No, that's true. You shouldn't have to relive that trauma. Please tell me that Bashful agrees with you, and she's not taking the opposing viewpoint.
No, I'm not. I agree.
In other words, Bashful, you agree with us, Bashful?
Yes, I agree. I agree. She
Thank
was
God
definitely
that
drunk.
global warming hasn't affected your brain that much.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
But no, my wife would never smoke, use pot and drink heavily. Okay, sure, we believe you, douchebag. Les, I'm telling you, Les, I've watched that documentary twice, and I will never watch it again. It is so sad, so disturbing. This could have been prevented. There was no reason for her to keep driving, and to with those little children in the car. What a selfish act. That's my opinion, Les.
Exactly.
Yep,
Exactly.
Fucking outrageous. It makes me angry that whole thing even happened. It was totally avoidable, Les.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Thank you, Les. Love you. Les, where's Arteta? What happened to Arteta tonight?
He's sick, honey.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Les, what happened to you last night, sweetie? I was like, where the fuck is Les last night? Where the hell did you go?
I fell asleep.
Les, keep in mind, Dan Rather, Peter Jennings, Tom Brokaw, they would never have pulled that stunt, Les. You can't do that.
I didn't mean to.
I totally understand. Now, what would have been hysterical was if Bashful had done the whole show by herself. I would tune in for that shit show in a New York fucking minute.
Oh my goodness.
Me too. I would show up for that one.
Oh,
Oh,
that would have been that Bashful hosting the show by herself would have been a train wreck of a Les show. It would have been cartoonish and it would have been disturbing on so many fucking levels.
oh my goodness.
Oh, I would show up to it too.
My first video is going to be a global warming video.
So in a second, sign me up for the Bashful show. Oh my god, that would be hysterical.
Yes. Yes. I'll give you front row tickets.
Les, when does the Fuse show begin with you and Art Deco? When is that going to air?
I'm not sure. I have to get with Art. I've had I don't know. I have to get with Art and see what he wants to do.
Okay. One piece of advice I have, Les, is do not let Chris get involved with that show because he'll never show up for it.
That's true.
Poor Chris.
Poor Chris.
Chris is in his own little fucking world doing whatever he wants. He's probably sleeping right now. And I'm going to quote Easy Life Slot Jackpot and say, fuck you, Chris. Well, Les, thank God that you and Bashful agree on Diane Schuler, because any other an opposite, an opposing opinion on that would have been completely laughable. It would have been a complete joke, Les. That woman was a bitch. I have no sympathy for her whatsoever.
Same here. I have none whatsoever.
Driving on the wrong side of the road. Oh yeah, that was the car's decision to do that. It wasn't your decision. You know what I'm saying, Les?
Yes. Yes.
Fucking outrageous. Well, Les, listen. I love you, Les. Congratulations on the shirt that you're wearing. It beats that tan crap. I'm gonna burn that. If you wear that shirt next time, Les, I'm going to reach in to YouTube and I'm gonna grab that shirt and I'm gonna rip it off your chest.
Oh my gosh.
And when is Bashful gonna show her face once and for all? I'm sick of seeing that stupid dog. Where's Bashful?
I have no idea. None.
Bashful, when are you going to show? If you're not going to show your tits, Bashful, show your face.
Show my face. Oh, I have social anxiety.
Excuse me, Bashful. Show your fucking face if you can't show your tits. That's option A, show your tits. Option B, show your face. You have to choose.
You have to choose.
I'd rather show my tits, but
We say boobies.
boobies.
We're ladies. We can say boobies.
It's like Sophie's Choice. You have to do one or the other. Actually, why don't we ask the chat? How would the chat feel? Would the chat rather see her face or her tits? Please. I'd like take an informal survey, Les. I think that's a very important question. What should Bashful show first, her face or her tits?
Her face.
I said tits. Well, listen, Les, this is a rocking show. I'm sorry I was constipated, could not really watch the chat. But I'm glad we're all in agreement on Diane Schuler. And I look forward to future shows from you. Les, when will we be on next, sweetie?
Tomorrow.
Oh, please, Les, be on time. Do not miss another show.
I was on time today.
I'm talking about last night, Les.
I know.
Okay. And Bashful, I'm glad you came to your senses on Diane Schuler.
Thank you.
Otherwise, I'd have to reprimand you.
Yeah, I don't want that.
You think about the key decision. Either you show your tits or you show your face. Please get back to us tomorrow on this important question. Bye. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye. Peter has spoken, and you must listen.
I must listen.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
At least show my dog's tits.
Huh?
Cynthia said, at least show the dog's tits.
I know, I saw that. Okay. Alrighty. Now, I got another story for y'all. And this one kind of breaks my heart and pisses me off. Involves two young boys. Alan D, hello. Says show both of them. Art says show ass. I couldn't remember the Moore case, so I got nothing. I don't think it was. I couldn't find a whole lot on it, actually. But this kind of makes me sad. It really does. God, I don't even remember what state this happened in. Well, anyway. I did take some notes. I didn't want to miss nothing. But Cynthia's like, be right back. Okay, I'm going to wait for Cynthia. You know, this happened back in 93. But
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I think I actually have them in my notes, but I'm high, so. I'm going to wait for Cynthia to come back. This is Zombie. I didn't fall asleep. How do I know that for sure? Joe, hello. I lurked through the last mystery. I might unlurk now. Why? Why did you lurk and then now you're coming out of lurking?
Hello, Anthony.
Holly Gribble, hello. Because I was busy. Oh. And now I'm not. I'm not at work. Alan D says, I lurk every night. I usually watch on my Roku so I can't chat back. Well, I'm glad you're chatting back now. Chicken Legs, hello. Where have you been? Oh my god, that pop. No, Zombie, that's not the chicken you've been looking for. What are you doing, Bashful?
I am reading.
Okay. What are you reading?
I'm trying to catch up about this case.
Okay. Ash, hello.
But you're right, there's really not a lot on this case.
No. But it's a sad case.
It is.
It truly is. Everyone following me from the other streams, says Eric. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start.
All right.
Because Lord knows when Cynthia will get back. Okay. This is the Moore tragedy. Hollywood, was it Diane Schuler? No, we just got done with the Diane Schuler one. This one here is the Moore tragedy. And there's the good. On August 30th, 1993, in northern Wisconsin, Robert and Benjamin Moore were found dead by their father. Was it suicide or murder? Poor Joe. Now, on that day, their mother realizes that she hadn't seen him for a while. And she comes out of the house, and she's wondering where her boys are. Now, she's got a 5-year-old girl that's in the house. She looked out to the field, and she sees her husband. He's just standing at the edge of the field, just looking around. The Moore tragedy.
Ash.
Yeah. She asked if she'd seen her boys. And he replied, they're gone, and the car was gone. So the dad stayed there. How old were the boys? I'm not sure how old the boys were.
Oh,
They were young.
just had it too. Like 10 and 10 and 13. Robert was 13, Benjamin was 10.
Yeah.
And they referred to this old car as Ben's car.
So the dad didn't really do anything. It was the mom that went out looking for him. And this was in 93. And she had a 5-year-old girl at home. So she went looking for him, and she found the tracks where the car was, of a car.
Well, the dad was with her, though.
No, not
Yeah.
at the time. Not at this time. She went back.
Right.
Let me tell the story. She went back. She got her husband and her daughter. And the husband loaded them up in the truck, and they went. And they found the tracks. And they found this trail. So the dad stopped the truck. He got out and told him to stay there. He was going to go look for the boys. Well, after a while, the mom got out of the truck, started walking, and then she heard a gunshot. 420 Dean, hello. No kidding. So, the mom gets in the truck because she said she only walked a couple telephone pole lengths. She heard a shot. She got in the truck. She goes driving down. And when she stops the truck, the husband was coming out from the woods. And he told her, he said the boys are dead. That he found them, that the boys were dead. And so they went back to the house. Ninja's House of Chill. Hello. And they're the ones that called the cops. I have a link from Roberta Moore of a letter she wrote, if it helps. Yes. I'm in Maja. There you go. Now, that's pretty much the gist of it. Her husband's name is John. And she said he had a weird look on his face. But she said that their daughter later on told her that Roberta was the mother. Didn't realize at the time that the dad was acting like he was crying, but there was no tears. Now, Roberta apparently never went back. She never said if John did or not. But from what I understand, neither one of them went back to that site. They called the cops from home. And Roberta goes to tell her story. And she said that she used to be a Jehovah's Witness and she left. Her husband was still big into Jehovah's Witness. He wanted the boys to go to the Kingdom Hall with him, and they didn't really want to go at all. So he bribed them. And he said, if you go for the next 2 years, I'll buy you a motorcycle. So they said, okay, and they loved their motorcycle. Well, that lasted about 3 or 4 months. But in that time, Roberta said she thought it was a suicide. So she went in Robert's room and she found some disturbing drawings. And one of them was of a skyscraper. And on a ledge off to the side of the skyscraper was this gigantic safe. And the safe fell and smushed a person beneath him. And the safe is on this person. It says safe. And this angel, or it's in Wisconsin. It's in northern Wisconsin. And so there was like the soul was leaving the body. And they were preaching that, if you're not one of the Jehovah's Witnesses, before, when you die, if you're not in the church or whatever, you'll go to hell. So it's, basically better that you die and guarantee your spot. Is basically what they're saying. In one of the Watchtower books that they give out, which I have had a few, he drew a map in that book of the area where him and his brother were supposedly committed suicide. That's disturbing in itself. Now, the police got there, and the boys' feet were bound. This investigation fucking sucked.
Yeah, it did.
The boys' feet were bound. The gun was out of the reach of the boys. And it was covered with leaves. There were no fingerprints on the gun. And the gun was a .22, but the bullets in it were for a .22 long. and they needed the short ones. So what they had to do was take it's a single shot rifle, and you'd have to shoot it, and then pry the shell out, put another one in order to work it because they had the wrong bullets in there. Well, there was a knife near the gun, about a foot away. And it was a knife from her kitchen. It was a kitchen knife. Now, they did do tests on the rifle. There was no fingerprints on the rifle. None. They were smudged. What couple there were was smudged, but other than that, the thing was wiped clean. They didn't show up to the parents' house till 5 o'clock that evening. In that time, anything could have happened. And Roberta said they did do some kind of test. She said, I think, see if we fired a gun. Of course, they found nothing. John got shired and got rid of all the evidence and everything else. They changed their clothes, everything. The police never sent that knife in to do any kind of test. No fingerprints, nothing. They never even sent it in. When Roberta went in afterwards, well, after there was considered a suicide, they handed Roberta the knife. Went, oops. Well, we couldn't do anything with it anyway. Now, come to find out, that the dad had been brought up on domestic charges before anyway. We come to find out the dad was extremely I know you still have your wrench. I'm busy. Let's see. Let me look at my notes. Roberta discovered a drawing that Robert had drawn with a map of the area. Ben had written in his Watchtower magazines, "Why live by Bible standards?" You know, the boys were depressed. They ruled the boys to death as suicide by gun. No one in that whole entire community believed it was a suicide. No one. So the mom, and they had an older brother too. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of older kids. They interviewed an older brother who was much older. And he said that John was a son of a bitch. That he was mean as fuck. And that Robert got most of the shit. Now, taking them to the Kingdom Hall for Jehovah's Witness totally changed them. Flat Earth, hello. Totally changed them. And it was destroying their psyche. They kept talking about death. End of times and this and that. You must be saved. And like I said, the mom left it. The dad was still big into it. And the dad was very abusive emotionally, mentally, to the mom. Definitely to the kids. And physical to the kids. Now, like I said, no one in the community believed that this was a suicide by those two boys. And when they were interviewing her, you can tell she's still numb from what happened. And they did the interview 8 years after the death of the kids. You can tell she is still numb. Now, what is disturbing about this is the fact that that 5-year-old girl is now 12, 13 years old. And Roberta divorced John. And she was able to prove abuse. And she got full custody of their daughter. Well, somehow John was able to get visitation. And his visitation was to take her to church. And now the daughter is writing things in her diary about killing her mom and killing her dad and death to people and shit like that. And she's like, I'm just going to get the hell away. She said, one of these days, my daughter's going to kill me. And that she was talking about killing all kinds of people. Like I said, the father did have abuse charges against kids. He was abusive to the wife. Also, as far as what made the dad say suicide versus murder is hinky. Exactly. I think the dad killed the boys.
Well, what is also... Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, why would you bind your own feet?
Yeah, I don't know. What was also weird was that 12 minutes after they called the police to report this incident, he was calling the funeral home, setting up cremation for these boys. Yeah. 12 minutes. What parent thinks that far, that quickly? Like, these kids gotta be cremated. Most parents think, well, within 12 minutes, they're still grieving for the loss of these kids. They're trying to figure out what happened to them, not how to dispose of their bodies. And then you want your child's body and funeral to be something to show them respect. And I mean, understand that some people do cremate their children, but I don't know. I feel like most parents would want like the best casket, the best headstones, all that for their kids, especially that kind of circumstance. And they found metal fragments in Ben's head that they said could not have been caused by the .22 rifle.
The what?
They found metal fragments in Ben's head that they did not find in Robert's head, and they said that it could not have been caused by the .22 rifle.
See?
And then the dad reported that the gun was 10 or 15 feet away from the boy's body, but her detective, once she divorced him and he started doing his investigation, the deputy told her detective that they found the gun laying between Ben's legs.
Is that link up here, Cynthia? Is that the letter?
Yeah, that's what I'm reading.
Hmm. The Kentucky fam, hello. Okay.
And then Robert's autopsy, it was suggested that he had been sodomized not that day, but an earlier occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
No fingerprints on the steering wheel of the cars or the guns.
Yeah.
So how did they kill themselves and then wipe the fingerprints off?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, this is the letter. This is the letter. It says, my youngest two sons, Robert Moore, 13, and Ben Moore, 10, died of a gunshot wound to their heads in Ogema, Wisconsin on August 30th, 1993. Their father found their bodies on a recreational trail about 1 mile from our house. I left home about 7 a.m. that morning to take care of my elderly father. I remember seeing the boys near the bathroom door as I got ready to leave the house. About 45 minutes after I left, my then husband, John Moore, we have since divorced, phoned me at my dad's house and told me the boys were missing. I rushed home to find John standing in the back of the house, staring into space. It wasn't until I searched the house for the boys that John told me that their old car, which we jokingly referred to as Ben's car, was missing also. Right away, I thought of tire tracks because it was a rainy day. Sure enough, tracks were there, leading down the Ogama Prentice Road to Spring Road and into a recreational trail. I returned to the house and got John, and he drove down to the trail. At John's insistence, I stayed in the truck while he walked into the woods. I waited about 15 minutes and then walked down the trail to a point where I could see the old car. But I didn't see John or the boys and wondered where everyone was. I returned to the truck and started to drive down the trail. I was met by John coming out. He was crying. I asked him, "Where are the boys?" He said, "Don't come any closer. They killed themselves and the gun is there." Shock and grief had distorted my memories of that morning. When I look back, I can't recall the order of events. I know that I heard a gunshot. One single gunshot. I know I was out by the trail when I heard it. But I can't say for sure when I heard it. Whether it was on my trip to the trail on my own, following the tire tracks, or whether it was on the second trip while I was waiting in the truck for John. As soon as we got home, I called 911. The time of that call is on record at 8:25 in the morning. It's also on record that only 12 minutes later, John called Handel's funeral home and arranged to have our sons cremated. I was very upset when I found out, but he told me it was the cheapest way to bury them. John held a funeral at the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses. It was a terrible funeral with hardly anything said about the boys. John was an adamant member of the Jehovah's Witnesses. When we first were married, I was a member as well, but I disfellowshipped myself in 1986, as my sister did 6 years earlier. Like her, I couldn't live by the teaching of Satan is ruler of this world and that everyone on this planet, except Jehovah's Witness, is under his control. When my sister disfellowshipped, John no longer allowed me to associate with her. When I disfellowshipped, he was beside himself. According to the Jehovah's Witness teachings, anyone who is disfellowship should be stoned or killed. But since the law of the land won't allow that, they are treated like they are dead. After I disfellowship, John continued to make Robert and Ben go to the Kingdom Hall, although they found it frightening. When they got old enough to rebel, he bribed them with a motorcycle, and that they went about 2 times a week and only for 1 year. After our son's cremation, I got a memorial stone and buried the boys' ashes in Ogama Cemetery. John refused to go to the cemetery for a service when the stone was placed there. The ashes in the little white boxes were gray and looked like wood ashes to me. At first, Mike Roberts, the investigating officer for the Price County Sheriff's Department, seemed convinced that the deaths were double murder. The first responder, an officer named Neil Edward Holmes, told my private investigator that when he first arrived at the scene, his impression was that it was staged like it was an ambulance drill. Then, for no apparent reason, the investigator Robert decided to close the case as a double suicide. He speculated that Robert might have shot Ben and then shot himself. The motive he suggested was that the boys didn't like school, because their father's religion prohibited them from going on field trips, pledging allegiance to the flag, or being in school programs. John has since stated that he will take the blame for the deaths of the boys himself before he will let Jehovah's Witness be in any way implicated. I went along with the investigator Robert's theory because I was in so much pain and the media kept hounding me, and John was so insistent. But once the numbness wore off, I came to my senses and realized that the evidence didn't point to a suicide. I separated from John Moore and hired a private investigator. The rifle found at the scene was John's old single-shot, long-barrel Remington that fired 22 short shells. When the deputies found at the scene were 22 long shells. Ben's autopsy revealed that he had metal fragments in his head that could not have been caused by a 22 Remington rifle. There were no such fragments in Robert's head, which suggests that the boys were shot with different guns. When John came out of the woods, he told me that the rifle was lying 10 to 15 feet from the boys' bodies, yet the deputies found it lying between Ben's legs. That makes me think that the killer may have still been lurking at the scene when John was in there, and changed the location of the gun between the time John left and investigators arrived. There's also information in Robert's autopsy report that suggests that he may have been sodomized, not that same day, but on earlier occasions. My private detective discovered that the shell that was in the gun had marks on it that were caused by someone attempting to remove the spent shell with a pair of pliers. There were no pliers at the scene, only a butter knife. Sheriff Wayne Worsing told me he sent the knife to the crime lab to be dusted for prints. However, when I looked into the car at the impound yard, the butter knife was still in it. It hadn't been sent to crime lab at all. The private detective attempted to remove a spent shell from the Remington. Using pliers, it took him 6 minutes to do that. A police lady working along with him couldn't get the spent shell out of the gun and gave up. When I saw how hard it was to remove a spent shell from that gun, I knew there was no way that 13-year-old Robert could shoot Ben, then pry out the spent shell with a butter knife, reloaded the gun, and shoot himself in the left side of his head, especially when he was right-handed. According to police, there were no prints on the gun or the steering wheel of the car. Why would my boys wipe the steering wheel clean before shooting themselves? How could they wipe the gun after shooting themselves? This defies reason. The PI is also convinced that one or more individuals murdered both boys. My sons were not the only people to die on that road during that time period. The bodies of another child who came from the same school as my boys and an older man were found on that same road in a pattern of 2-year intervals prior to my sons. All those cases were closed as suicides. Ooh, interesting. In September of 2002, 9 years after my son's death, our local paper, The Bee, did a follow-up article on the case. The B made an open records request to view the contents of the case file. Sheriff Richard Heikemper denied that request, saying that the case had been reopened and was actively being investigated. He said investigator Mike Roberts had been reviewing the case files for approximately a year, and some physical evidence was currently at the state crime lab in Madison. I got very excited. Maybe the sheriff department has finally sent the butter knife to the crime lab. Sheriff Heitkamper told the Bee that he would let them know the results of the investigation once it was completed. That never happened. Mike Roberts later informed me that the case was never reopened. I can only assume the sheriff gave that story to reporters to block their open records request. There's an additional bizarre chapter to this true life horror story. The autopsies on my sons were performed at Ramsey Medical Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. This used to be county run, but now is known as the Regions Hospital. Dr. Michael McGee performed the autopsy on Ben, and Dr. Susan Rowe performed the autopsy on Robert. My sons' bodies were then allegedly sent to Handel's funeral home in Phillips, Wisconsin, and cremated at Rhinelander Crematorium. When Bill Heindel of Heindel's funeral home informed me that it is illegal to cremate a child without the signatures of both parents, I became suspicious that someone had faked my signature. A friend went with me to the crematorium to inspect the records. We discovered that the crematorium had no record of having cremated Ben and Robert. I have no idea what we actually buried at the cemetery. I might be able to chalk that up to poor record keeping if I hadn't found the Real Crimes website and read the story of Greg Messner, who died in Hawley, Minnesota in 1998. Like my boys, Greg's autopsy was done at Ramsey Medical Center. The same pathologist, Dr. Michael McGee, who did the autopsy on my bed, did the autopsy on Greg. In 2002, Greg's parents had his body exhumed and a second autopsy performed by a private autopsy in San Bernardino, California. Forensic pathologist Monica Rollinger, who supervised Greg's autopsy, informed the Messmers that Greg's organs and brains were missing and that the cavities had been filled with kitty litter. It would be interesting to know how many other bodies and organs have gone missing after autopsy at the Ramsey Medical Center, and how many graves in Minnesota and Wisconsin contain something other than the remains of the person whose name is on the grave marker. My children need justice, and I need to be able to grieve for them without the added nightmare of fighting the system. I pray that God, not a God of terror and damnation, but the loving God that I personally believe in, will guide me to finding the answers I need for closure. That's interesting.
It's totally freaky. It's like, why? I don't know. It sounds like a huge organization of people together are like hiding this, what happened with these little boys, and why would they do that?
Exactly. Could there be, though? Well, first of all, it said that there were other deaths there and they were ruled suicide.
Right.
But could it be that they're harvesting organs?
I mean, I guess it's a possibility, but yeah, I mean, they could sell the organs, I guess. I don't know how long the bodies were there before they were taken in for autopsies. I don't know.
Oh.
It sounds weird. It definitely sounds completely out there.
And I believe the dad did it. I believe the dad did it.
Oh, I absolutely believe the dad did it. Absolutely.
And what's even sadder is that the mother has to worry about the daughter now.
Right. Yeah.
You gotta be worried if her daughter's gonna kill her in her sleep.
Right.
I thought that too. That sold even to medical schools for research if they didn't get them in time. Exactly. Exactly.
And I was wondering the same thing as Wendy. Are the cops part of the Jehovah's Witness church too?
Yeah, because how can you go in and say, well, it was a double murder, and then say, well, I'm sorry, it was a suicide.
Right.
Usually, your first instincts are right.
And why was he willing to admit to murdering him if the church was going to be implicated? Why is he trying to cover up for the church?
There's all that evidence. I mean, the boys, they're pretty much being brainwashed by
Right.
the church.
Right. So it almost sounds like someone in the church was also involved in it.
Well, like I said, it looked like there was 2 guns,
Right. Yeah.
I just came across that, and I just thought it was so sad.
It
And I
is
felt
sad.
so bad for the mom. And I was reading comments underneath that video, and people were dissing the mom and the older brother. It was like Steve, I think stepdad. Steve Ranch's stepdad was friends with the sheriff. But in this case, many could benefit from the sale of organs. Exactly. I was reading comments under this, and people were actually dissing the mom and the older brother, saying
Oh
that,
no.
yeah, saying that they seemed emotionless and this and that. And I was pissed off at it. They were saying, well, why didn't mom do something earlier and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Look, she was under her husband's control.
Exactly.
But what got me was the fact that they said that they think it was suspicious because they showed no emotion. This was 8 years after when they did this interview with the mom. And you can tell, like with the older brother, you can tell he was numb.
Well, yeah, she's not been able to grieve. She's had to
Yeah.
focus on what happened to him and put all of her energy into that. She's not had time to grieve this death because she's trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah, she was numb also.
Yeah.
PTSD, it can be anything. And so, if this is 8 years later, the mom not only has to deal with the death of her kids, but she's got other kids to worry about, and then she's got to worry about her daughter who's acting like she's a serial killer in the making.
It makes you wonder what kind of teachings is going on in this church. Like, I don't know.
Death and revelation, and just here, dying.
Well, I know when I was a kid, I dated a guy who went to Jehovah's Witness church, and they did teach a lot of doom and gloom, and it was upsetting to him because it just seemed so negative.
Mm-hmm.
And he was young, and he didn't really understand how to deal with it. But it almost sounds like there's more than just the standard teachings of a Jehovah's Witness. I mean,
Yeah.
with these kids being so focused on death.
It makes you wonder, not to mention the fact the dad was like, is a crazed follower.
Right.
You know? Fear is a form of mind control. Exactly.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's just But I feel sorry for the mom. I really liked the mother. I really did.
Yeah.
And she doesn't seem like the type that she seems like the type that loves her kids and she doesn't know what to think.
Exactly.
And she seems like the type of woman who doesn't go off half cocked. She thinks about stuff. You know? And she's going to be careful what she thinks and says.
Right.
That was a sad situation.
Yeah, it's a totally sad situation.
It's still a mystery.
Yeah.
Because I totally think the dad did it. But I don't maybe he wasn't there by himself. I don't know. I believe she heard that gunshot. And I believe that's when
But she only heard one.
that's all she remembers, Sherry.
Right?
So who
So you
knows?
think the boys drove the car down there and then he...
Nope.
See, I don't either.
Nope.
And he didn't have a gun in his hand when he went down there.
The gun was already there. There's no way.
That's what I'm saying. Why would he take the boys down there in the car and leave them alive?
Yeah. I don't know why he would shoot. Or why there would be a need for a gunshot.
The only thing I can think is someone else shot a gun. Maybe they were out hunting or something, and that shot was not related at all to what was going down there, because it just makes more sense that he had already killed him before she ever came home.
Yeah. Well, just the fact that the gun was a distance from the boys, supposedly.
According to him.
Yeah.
But according to the detective, it wasn't. But he said it would look like it would have been staged.
True, but the fact that there's no fingerprints on the gun.
Right.
The fact that Robert was right-handed, but yet the shot was on his left side. What if the dad did? What if someone from the church molested the boys, and then the boys were going to tell, and he hated the church? Remember, he said he would take the blame for the deaths before anyone from church. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, it's a possibility that someone else was there and killed the boys, and that's why you heard the gunshot. And that's why they didn't find the second gun, because that person took off with the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sad situation. That's all you can say.
Yep. Those were my murder mysteries.
Those were good murder mysteries. They both leave you with a lot of questions.
Awesome. Have you ever heard the story of Elisa Lamb?
No.
What about the metal fragments and one of the boys? Where did they come from? From a second gun. Double murder, plain and simple. How dare they? How dare they think no one can see it? I know.
Yeah, I don't know how the cops like. Why hasn't someone made a big deal about this? Like, why are you
Exactly.
covering this up?
Exactly. You know, and it's like what 25 years later now.
Right. Yeah. That sounds like a case that the FBI should have gotten in the middle of, because
Thank you.
smells like small town police corruption.
And just think, like we said a couple weeks ago, it goes on all the time.
Oh yeah.
All the time. I do not know why. I don't know why it hasn't been reopened.
Yeah, I don't either.
Happens all the time. Just like when I die, I hope people make a stink because I'll be murdered. Sometimes even FBI can't figure it out. Yeah, that's true, but still, this would have been a no-brainer. I mean, just with the very teensy bit of knowledge we have, we pretty much figured it out.
Right.
But we don't like to think of kids that age making a suicide pact. You know?
Yeah, well, like you said, there's no way for them to have done it and not left fingerprints.
But if they're being sodomized, or at least if Robert was, maybe he bound his brother up, his feet up, and say, "I need to protect you, so you can go to heaven." Here, boom, right in the chest, you know, or the head. And then he killed himself.
But where's the?
I mean, he did draw in the Watchtower magazine. He did draw a map of that area where they were found. You know?
He would have had to shot him with a different gun.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Because I can do that. Elisa Lamb. Yes, I remember the videos in the elevator. I know nothing about that case. Nothing. But I was like, it kept showing up in my feed. And I'm like, so she got on the elevator, and I had a friend who was murdered. The man who did it only got 4 years, even though it was clearly premeditated. So bad the British law system. No fingerprints on gun reported in different places and not left-handed. So, oh God, you have to look it up, Les. I think I might do a little thing on it next week. The Elisa Lamb, Elisa, Lamb, Lam. I think I might. It's fascinating, Les. You should do it one day. I think I might do it next week.
That sounds good.
Is that the girl that was found in the hotel freezer? I don't know. I have no idea.
No.
My friend Lauren works next door to it.
To what?
To where that girl was found in the freezer.
Oh, no way.
She was found hotel water tank. So Lisa Lamb's the water tank one? Really? Is that the Lisa Lamb one? The one in the water tank?
Like, what kind of water tank?
The water reservoir on top of the hotels. Oh man, that's so fucking fascinating. Then they try to say that was a suicide, and I'm like, how the fuck can that be a suicide? In the elevator videos, I have no idea. I just know that there was somebody found in a water tank, and they tried to say it was suicide, and they have a video of her in a freezer or something. There was somebody else that was found in a freezer. And that was, I think that's the one that Lauren, that works right next to, or did, or I think it's still there, right next to the building. Oh, my leg. Oh, God. It really couldn't be suicide, no.
Yeah, I've heard some really off the wall cases and they claim it's suicide. It's like, I mean,
Oh, hell, they just want to put no work into it, damn it.
I guess, but I don't know. Why wouldn't you want to? Because, I mean, if you solve a murder, then, you know, people.
Gives you street cred.
Yeah, and if you're sitting there saying something stupid, then it makes you look like an idiot. Like, I don't know. Mm-mm-mm.
So, yeah. We're going to do Elisa Lamb next week.
All right, that sounds good.
Let's do that one. I don't really know anything about it. So, except for it's the water tank girl. So, we're going to do that for next week. I don't know what to do for conspiracy night. I really don't. Just like one of the Roden cousins a couple months ago committed suicide by shooting herself in the chest with a shotgun. I think not. You serious?
Yeah, I've heard those kind of cases too. It's just not possible for them to shoot themselves the way the bullet went into their body and stuff like that.
Well, you know, plus generally women don't shoot themselves in the chest.
No, typically women commit suicide in a much cleaner fashion.
Mm-hmm. Pills, that kind of shit.
Right.
Damn. Like Kurt Cobain.
So do you think Cobain was a suicide or
I think it was an accidental one.
accidental overdose? And then he shot himself.
Well, I think he was just high as fuck, and then.
Oh, it's a paranormal case too? Ooh.
How's that apparent? We're going to find out. Like I said, I don't know nothing about it, so. Why couldn't he have shot himself?
You know, he predicted that Trump was going to be president.
Who, Kurt Cobain?
Mm-hmm.
Hell, Trump predicted he was going to be president. Cynthia's, why are you shutting up, Cynthia? What's going on? Tell Mama. It's just between you and I. You tell Mama. Nobody else will have to know. Cynthia's not telling me, Bashful. That's not right. Hey,
Maybe she's
Bashful.
typing it out. Yes.
Guess what?
What?
The Earth is not flat either.
Yeah, I know.
Just thought I'd let you know that. Wait for next week so I don't spoil it, Mama. Okay. Check out the hotel history too when you look up the lamb case. Me too, when you think Courtney had something to do with it. I know why Cynthia thinks that too. We're gonna find out. It was the ghost that did it. You know, and I've been listening to Nirvana lately.
You know, the only Nirvana I ever liked was their Unplugged.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. But I listened to it over and over and over again. But yeah.
Spectre Les is on the case. Or was it the urban legend from Japan, Korea? I'm telling you what, some of these Japanese urban legends and shit are so fucking sadistic. Oh my god. And I was like, Teeth Spirit, yeah, and like, come as you are. That one. They have quite a few that I like. But yes. Okay, you guys, I know it's early and everything, but I really am getting tired. This heat.
Yeah, I really need to go to bed too.
And so I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Since tonight's supposed to be my night off anyway, but since I fell asleep last night, I wanted to get it out there.
Well, thanks for coming on.
No, thank you for coming on. I want to thank everybody who showed up today. Thank you so much. I'm going to make a rotating floor this weekend. I'm not saying anything. What's a rotating floor?
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night, everyone. Take care. Thank you so much for coming in. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night.